Yep.
All right. What do you got written down?
Well, I had an intro.
Okay.
We haven't given an intro yet.
Okay. What's the intro going to be?
Tell you something.
Yeah, I guess we kind of just hopped right into this.
Yeah. I hope the audio works good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll do it again tomorrow. This is a practice.
Yeah. Intro. So we're sticking with the Duck Wild
Sure.
podcast.
Sure. Welcome to the Duck Wild podcast with your hosts,
Hayden.
and Jackson,
And Bill.
and or Bill,
However you prefer it.
depending on who you are.
Depending on who you are. All right.
Yep. Your inability to not tell stories. That's why we're recording this today, because
Oh, yeah.
we've been talking about doing this for a long time.
Yep.
And then it was like, I finally got the stuff to do it. And we're sitting here and you just keep telling people stories about going to Colorado. And I was like, well, I'll just get my shit and we'll go now. So.
Get right into it.
Yep.
All right.
So you went to Colorado.
Went to Colorado. Yeah, so I guess it's back in probably March. My uncle called me. He asked me, he's like, hey, you want to go to Colorado with me this year? Typically, him and his best friend go. They've gone, 8 or 9 years now, consecutively. I don't know, maybe not consecutively, but pretty close. They go quite often. And I guess his buddy couldn't go this year, so he called me up and asked me if I wanted to go. Can't pass up that opportunity. So I ended up taking it, but it's kind of good. It's fun to like push yourself out of that comfort zone, because like here in Arkansas, if you're going to go bow hunting, you go climb up in a tree. I mean, there are people that do stalking and stuff like that, but you're going to climb up in a tree, climb up in a box stand, something like that, and shoot them out of a tree, rather than, you're up in anywhere from 8 to 11, 12,000 feet in elevation trying to stalk these animals. I don't think it gets any better than that. So.
And you're not seeing Jack.
And not seeing Jack. Okay, I will say, now I think we were there for 6 days, and we heard 3 bugles and a cow call, but we never laid eyes on anything. That's tough because you got to make yourself get up every single day and go back and do it again, not knowing if you're going to hear or see anything. So that's kind of like the mental challenge of it. But like I said, again, that's pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, which was fun. I mean, you don't get to do that every day. You only get to go once a year. And so for me, getting asked in March and working, you're constantly working towards something. So like my thing that I started this year was, obviously going to the gym and stuff like that. And so to give yourself a goal to set, because, the mountains up there ain't no joke. In the Rocky Mountains, that's another ball game. And so like kind of working, towards a goal like that was nice. And then once you get up there and you realize that what all you've been doing is kind of paid off, like for me physically at that point, was really nice. It was a lot of fun.
Well, personally, I'm glad you got the bad one out of the way, because then you could film the next one and it won't. You have something going on.
I know.
I feel like if you film this one, you should be like,
I think you should need to go with me next time, like, or down the road sometime, because trying to like video while you're trying to, and it's not like we were stalking anything, and I feel like maybe it would have been a little bit different if we were like, on the tail of something, then like trying to whip your phone out and stuff. But when you're trying to hunt and you're only getting that one shot, that's pretty tough. Like it's tough to remember to, hey, let me pull up my GoPro real quick or something like that, and strap it to your head or anything like that, because you only get one shot.
I was having a hard time at the Dallas Card Show this past weekend with the same thing. So I'm looking around and there's stuff going on, or like Johnny Manziel sitting there signing stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably be recording this.
Yeah.
You get caught up in doing whatever you're doing.
That's how, like, the difference between us, because like in my head, I would not think one bit to record that.
I've gotten to the point now where I record or take a picture of just about everything, even if it's just really fast and it's not a good one. We could be out somewhere random and I'll just take a photo of something. I'd rather have it than be bad than not. And
see, for me, I'm like the more of a living in the moment guy.
I am too, but then there's times where like a month later you're like, damn,
no, I
wish I had a photo.
I get it. Yeah, no.
Like we went to Brock, the weekend before last. We went to Brock's bachelor party.
Yep.
And we took like maybe 2 photos.
The whole time?
Yeah. Like it was very. Brock wanted it to be very like phones away, about hang out and be present. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's like not a single one of us has a photo like with Brock for his bachelor party or whatever, which was weird. So in hindsight, it's like we probably should take time.
Yeah, I get that. But
it was still fun. We enjoyed it, and I took some video stuff for fun.
Mm-hmm. Was that fun trip?
Yeah, it was really fun. That cabin was super cool. They're stupid nice, like because you know how people name boats. Mm-hmm. These cabins all have like names to them. So you're driving down this one dirt road, and there's all these $1 million cabins that you can rent with these just goofy names, and that's like the thing there.
That's how it was in Seaside.
Because the lake's like 20 minutes from there.
Yeah.
But it's like that's how I described it. I was like, it's like Gulf Shore, Seaside.
Everybody names their house.
In the middle of Oklahoma, because there's like a strip of like touristy shops and hot dog stands.
And where is it? Where'd y'all go? Broken
Bow Lake.
Broken Bow.
But it's like it's like 15 minutes off the lake. There's a cigar shop and a distillery and stuff.
Assuming y'all made a stop.
I didn't make a stop.
What?
I didn't want to go in there. Well, I wanted to. We never got around to it.
Dang. Who won in golf?
We did. It was like scramble, and it's teams of 3. No, it was teams of 4 and like a team of 5. I can't remember what the number was, but it was me, Toomey, Zoni, and then one of Brock's buddies, JD. We won.
There you go.
I think we shot like 13 under or something. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. It was good. Well, because so the last like 5 holes are like, we should just cheat, call it a day. And then we ended up playing, and we didn't have to cheat. We ended up like birdieing out and then eagled the last hole. We're like, oh, never mind.
We don't lose.
No.
We don't lose.
No. 13 under through the, and that course was like, the course was okay. It was kind of like the quality of like, I don't know, compare it to maybe like Burns Park, maybe on a good day. Like if Burns Park has like a really plush good day. It was like that, but it was a little dry because it hadn't rained, and then it backs up to a lake. So like the 16th green is on like a peninsula going out over the water, but the water was so low that it could kind of look bad. But like when the water was up, you could tell that it would look. I mean, the water would come up to like if the water's here, the green's there.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, but
it's pretty sweet.
The water was down, so it looked like shit. But
are you still playing golf?
Yeah, it was still a good time. And
guess what I was doing while you were gone?
What was this, 2 weekends ago? You were at home, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. I didn't go home that weekend.
And the Little Rock game.
Yeah. No, I actually didn't even go.
I don't blame you. It's hot.
Yeah. I don't want to be in... I don't really care to be in Little Rock.
War Memorial is not a tourist attraction.
No. Not one bit. And I heard they ran out of water. I think it was water and beer they ran out of.
That's the 2 things you can't run out of.
How do you run out of that?
We have Coke and hot dogs still.
I mean, I guess I get if you run out of beer, but how do you run out of water?
I feel like you'd run out of beer first. Or you shouldn't run out of beer.
I know.
That's the moneymaker.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I'm saying. Like, from people buying beer all the time.
And it's so hot they all buy water. Yeah.
But, like, water's the essential.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah,
right, because Catholic high school has all their games there, so they don't normally have beer there.
True.
When they play.
True. But you're also in Arkansas. You think you'd have plenty of beer?
Nope.
Guess not.
Nope. No. I had another point with Colorado to bring up too. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, I don't remember. Oh yeah, you were talking about the gym. Mm-hmm. I need to go back. I've been off that grind. Getting a little tubby.
No, it's
The beard hides it, but ain't no beard for down here.
No, like, I mean, I think I lost 20 pounds since February. So, you know, and it's not like I'm this big old muscular dude or anything, but shedding that weight and like working on your cardio, you know, a lot. Because once you get up there in Colorado, you know, the air's thin. And that's, I don't know, remember whenever we went, like, I don't remember where, it was whenever we were coming up from the river, whenever we were fly fishing. You know, you're like climbing up just that little steep.
Oh, yeah, it's like, it's like 10 feet.
And you feel like you're the most athletic person or unathletic person in the world.
Yeah.
And so that was my biggest fear.
And when we went to Colorado, that was when, like, I had to be going to the gym a lot. So, like, we were in good shape.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
I still feel like it kicked my butt.
Yeah, it will. And I mean, it's just because we're we're not used to that.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there was only...
And we weren't even, like, that high. Like, you were higher than we were there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. No, we were way higher. But, like, I wouldn't say, this hunt we really got, like, into really physical parts of it because, when you're there, the most physical part of it is packing something out. So you got to think of you always got to keep in mind, like, how far you go back because you also got to remember you got to get that out of there for that meat spoils, especially this time of year because for archery, for elk, the season's from September 2nd to the 30th of September. So it's not very long. And, even though you are in higher elevation stuff, so like in the morning time, I think one morning we woke up, maybe it was Tuesday morning, and there was frost on the ground. I mean, it probably got down to the high 20s, low 30s that night. And so, that part feels good, but, 9 or 10 o'clock rolls around and it's back up to 50-something degrees. And if you got that meat sitting out there over 50 degrees, well, it's going to get spoiled in a couple hours. So you got to make sure you get it out of there. But for us, we didn't have the best luck. I don't know what was going on. Nobody knew what was going on. I mean, they had that big elk kill last year. So we had they had a really bad winter in Colorado last year. And so the way that these elk work is in the summertime and stuff, they hang out up on the tops of these ridges and on these flat tops and stuff. But obviously whenever the snow gets bad, they can't eat anymore. So then they start dropping down in these valleys. That's just how it works in the wintertime. That's why, you'll kill them in the valleys, like rifle hunting and stuff like that a lot. But anyway, so this past season, up in the northwest region, is what my uncle told me, is that northwest region of Colorado, the snow got so bad it trapped a lot of the elk up on the tops of these mountains where they couldn't get down, and they ended up, starving and dying. And so, we're not exactly sure that how much of an effect that had on it, but we met quite a few other people from around the country, and nobody was having any luck. Nobody. We ended up staying in Glenwood Springs Tuesday night, right before we came home on Wednesday, and there was 3 guys there, and I didn't talk to them a whole lot, but they had a small bull. But whenever I talked to them, they had said they'd only heard 2 bugles since they'd been there, and so I got a feeling that one just happened to walk up on them. Hey,
shout out to Bugle's Chips. Every time you say bugle, that's my brain goes immediately. So it's a little like, put my finger, you know what I'm talking about?
Those things suck. Those are not any good.
Keep going.
But anyways, so yeah, they had that. I think it was like a 5x5, like just a small 5x5. Wasn't anything crazy. But like I said, that's it. I mean, we talked to some guys from Paragould, Arkansas. I think they had been there for 10 days, and they had only heard 3 bugles. They had seen a moose. Obviously, they didn't have a tag for a moose, but at that point, we were just kind of sitting up there. I don't want to say wasting our time because, for anybody that's been to Colorado, it is a beautiful place. So, but no, it was just kind of time to come home. I mean, the thing is too, is whenever you're out there, and you're having to make sure you get up every single day at, 5 o'clock in the morning, being up, getting ready, getting out there before the sun rises so you can hear those bugles and stuff. It's a confidence thing. If you don't have any confidence to go out there, it makes the hunt a lot harder and a lot longer. So at that point, we were just kind of gassed from it and figured we'd just go on and come on home.
So lessons learned and takeaways from this one that you would take to the next one. Like, say you go again next year, what would you learn from this one for? Like the top 3, like, all right, this is what I gotta make sure it happens next time. Outside of obviously the weather, can't do much with that.
I think I will put in for the draw for the lottery system next time. This time we went, and so Colorado's broken up into a ton of units across the state.
It's like zones in Arkansas, but
yeah, it's the same kind of thing if you go look on our map. But our map only has,
I think it's like
20 or 30 something. Like it's
like 29, 28.
Yeah, something like that. For deer zones. But then, in Colorado, if you look at their map, they have 200 and something. Like it's a ridiculous amount, but their zones aren't as big. And so anyways, but we're up in zone 15 and 25 or something like that. I think it was 25. 26. 26 is what we're in, actually. And so those are public zones. You can hunt those. That's the national wild forest and stuff like that. And but for certain zones, they're private, and you have to put in for a lottery system for these zones. Well, they are the zones that you will be hiking in and camping. There's no going back to the truck. So once you're in there, you're in there. I think I'd probably do that next time because, it's a little bit harder to get to. They don't give out as many tags. There's not going to be many people in there, but they give out tags for a reason because that's where the elk are. And so
that's what your uncle said too, is that he wanted you to do.
Yeah, I mean
that next time.
He's done it numerous. Typically, whenever he goes for the draw now, and so that's kind of just the smart thing to do. If you're going to go, put in for the draw, because the reason that they're giving out these tags is because they don't want too many people in there because they know that there's elk in there. So I think I would do that. It's like 100 and I think he said like $10 or something like that every time you put in for the tag, and it's off a point system. And also, like, if you want to put in for like mule deer, moose, stuff like that, black bear, all that's based off a point system, and you have to put in for these tags every year, and your points, keep building up and stuff like that, and your chances will get better and better the more points you have on pulling a tag. But yeah, I would definitely put in for the tag next time.
I mean, you might as well just start putting in. Like, even I could just start putting in, and it's like maybe 1 year all of a sudden I get one. It's like, oh, I guess we're going this year.
Yeah, no, that's how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not guaranteed. You're not going to get it every year.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it is. You'll get it every 2 to 3 years. And for me, that doesn't bother me because, obviously being a college student, or wrapping up being a college student, I ain't got all the money in the world to spend on. Because I think when I paid $760 for the tag last week, to elk hunt, it's a lot of money. And so for the tags, by the time you buy the tag, put in for the tags, or I guess for the draw, put in for the draw. If you get it, then you got to go turn around and buy your license again. But, having your own stuff, like you got to have your tent, your sleeping bag. You got to make sure you have the right clothes, the right packs, all that stuff, because you got to make sure you're well prepared.
So once you get a ticket, like say I get drawn next year, do I get one every year after that, or is it?
You have to put in for the draw every single year.
But my points are still stacked. So like my chances are still.
I don't know.
It doesn't like reset.
I don't know if your points stack or not. Actually.
Like if pull it and they're gone the next year. Like
yeah,
back to one.
I think that might be how that works.
I was trying to think because guys like Cam Haynes, they go every year. Mm-hmm. But I don't know what he's doing.
I don't either.
Or if he bounces states, like whatever state he can get a tag against where he goes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know
the system.
I don't know if he only goes public or if he goes private too, like, he gets invited to go places and stuff like that.
Still gotta have tag though.
Yeah. No, you still have to have tag.
You just buy that one, right?
But like, I just know for Colorado on the drawing system that I've learned, it sounds like that's the way to go. It's a little bit harder to get, and you're not going to go maybe every year like you'd like to. I mean, you could still go and go hunt public land, and like we did, and scrap it out and try to locate these elk as best as you can. It's just a little bit harder.
So the draw is not for public land per se. It's for like almost like a refuge type thing.
Yeah, you could call it. You could call it like a refuge because
we're back again.
We're back.
Yep. Camera overheated because too much good stuff going on. And apparently there's something important going on over there too.
Are we good?
Yep.
Wait, get a drink before we get back up. All right, let's rock and roll.
It's rocking and rolling. Waiting on you, Princess.
All right, what were we talking about?
I mean, we just move on. I think we covered the bases. The upcoming Arkansas seasons.
Yeah.
Deer season's in, what's today? The 14th in
Deer
9
season.
days.
Archery starts on the 23rd. Teal season starts tomorrow, 15th.
Is it tomorrow?
Yep. Best time of year. National holiday.
I've been really wanting to get some more deer action this season or this year.
Only one person can control that.
That's why I've been doing it. Got some pants. Got some new Kuiu pants. Got a camera
Shout
set
out
up.
Kuiu.
Huh?
Shout out Kuiu.
Shout out. Send us some stuff.
Yeah.
Got a camera set up. Or two, technically. I got one at grandmother's place. I need to put that stand out there, but there's a chance it won't get done. So I might just have to climb it.
Yeah, you got to climb out there.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
We live 25 minutes away from the WMA out here, so that's where you're going to kill some big ones.
I've never killed a deer before. And I've also never done it with a bow. So to do both for the first time at the same time would be pretty cool. So
Practice.
Yep.
Practice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward, especially living so close to this WMA right here, because, just go out there and won't take any time.
We went dove hunting, was that 2 weeks ago?
That was last Tuesday.
It was last Tuesday. Well, I guess it was a Tuesday morning. It's right there. We just go. We were out of there by 10.
Took us 15, 20 minutes. No, we got out of there before that.
Was it?
Oh, I think we got out at 8:30 because I had class.
Yeah, we had class at 10:30. That's right.
No, we left at 8. Because remember, we went and moved that camera.
Yeah.
And then we went to class.
Which there's a deer on the camera, so that's good. Deer are real, dove are not.
Dove are not.
Dove are fake.
Dove are run by the government.
You sit there in that field and stare at each other.
Yeah.
For about an hour, and you're like, these are fake.
Yeah.
Except for that one clip. I didn't show you the edit. I showed John Henry. I put an edit on the clip of you being like, dove aren't real. And I go, there's one right behind you. And I had it to where it zooms in on the dove. You could catch the dove in the top corner of that clip go, whoop. And you just turn and look. And
I think we saw 6 that entire day.
Well, the problem was we don't dove hunt a lot. So the first 4, we're like, are those doves? I don't know.
Yeah. It's hard.
I didn't want to shoot at it.
Especially if they're coming a really far. That one, the last one that I took that shot at, which I had that stupid full choke in still, but it's coming right at you from a distance. You can't tell.
Because you're looking for that long tail in the back.
Well, and the wing, their wings have got a certain angle to them.
Yeah, that little bow to them.
Yeah.
But I always look for the tail because it's that long and super pointy. But when it's coming at you, you're like, I can't
tell.
No.
And it looked black, I remember, because the sun was coming up, so it was kind of had a shadow.
Yeah, you put us on the sunrise spot.
Yeah. I didn't even think about sunrise. Yeah. Well, I don't think it made a difference anyways. Cause
no. Well, the first 4, they flew towards the sun.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So I guess they would have flown towards us. I don't know. Probably not. Yeah, dove aren't real. Someone made them up.
That's all right.
Made them up to sell stools and little mojos.
Yeah. I'm already 0 for 1 though on the season.
Yep.
Shooting. That's all right.
Actually, you're 0 for 2 if you count Colorado too. Just on hunts.
I didn't shoot in Colorado.
On hunts in general.
I tell you what though, I was 2 for 2 whenever I shot in Colorado.
What did you shoot in Colorado?
I shot a, what's it called? Sprouse something. Some type of bird. I don't know, some type of bird, and then a mole. Hey, I was the one-shot wonder out there.
You could just do that. You just
with
pick your bow and No,
yeah, I didn't shoot with the bow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're 2 for 4.
I didn't shoot at an elk. That doesn't count as a miss.
So
I'm 2 for 3.
Okay, that's fine. So you're batting what, 666?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's not bad. That's well over Hall of Fame stats.
What's your average right now?
I shot at shit.
So you're 0?
I'm not even 0. I'm just blank. They still have a dash in the spot. Yeah. Uncertain. Unanswered.
You want to first shot of the season? Do you think you hit it?
What am I shooting at?
Teal. We go teal hunt.
Teal? Probably.
First shot of the season.
Probably not.
No.
But now I'm gonna just because
I want to be able.
Just because you're talking smack.
I can promise you right now, unless it lands on the water, or it's coming right at me.
My shotgun is upstairs. Go get a plate out of the cabinet and throw it.
No,
I'll hit.
Well, I like dove season because it kind of helps you get your aim down and stuff for teal. Because then teal come and they're quick and small, but then mallard. Then it comes to those mallards and stuff. That's lights out. No, I'm looking forward to it though. I'm trying to decide whenever I'm going to go home next to go teal hunting.
Because teal season always rolls around, I never go. I'll go once or twice. I went with you once, and we didn't see anything. And I went with Preston and somebody that one time, and we ran into y'all, and the engine crapped out on that boat, or the motor crapped out.
Oh, on the boat. Yeah. Is that teal season?
Yeah, because it was still hot.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, if you can get on them, if you can go in and somewhere that's pretty open and get on them, It's a good time. And also, they're really good eating. They're probably the best, in my opinion.
The only teal I've seen killed was during duck season. And it was, we were breaking up all that ice in that one spot. It was me, you, Hunter, and Gray. And when Gray was standing out there, like, squawking.
Yeah.
It was that. That was the one time there was a green wing.
Oh, yeah. Hunter shot that one.
That was the only bird that got killed that day.
Yeah. That was a slow day.
Yeah.
That was a really slow day. No, you can kill. I mean, they fly. You'll kill it. Well,
that's the only time I've been around one.
This time of year is whenever you'll catch some blue wing teal, but during the season you'll kill those.
I know blue wing's big in like Louisiana, like that's our big thing.
Yeah.
And green wings more here.
South Louisiana. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it though. If I get to go, I'm planning on going that weekend that we play LSU. So.
Well, we've talked about this 1,000 times, but just like this. But I still want to go turkey hunt. I've only been there once. I don't think you've been at all, have you?
I've never been.
I want to do it.
It's always kind of
a old Brady Byram.
Iffy time of year because it's in the springtime, and so, last year I worked for the baseball team and stuff, so our baseball season stuff's going on. It's just kind of a hard time, especially with school and stuff, to go home, to go to deer camp for the weekend, to go turkey hunting. It's a little tough, but yeah, I'd like to go too. I've heard it's a lot of fun.
It was fun that one time. I mean, I was like, how old? I had to have been like 14 maybe. It was probably early high school.
Yeah.
But it was a good time. It was fun.
You know what I started thinking about yesterday? It was that time that we went to that walk-in spot and Hunter brought that boy with him.
Dude. That kid back got shot by Brody Jones.
You want to tell the story on that?
No. Yeah, I'll just have to cut it out.
Yeah, true.
I don't want to talk shit on some kid and then put it on the internet.
There's just no reason to be like that. There's no reason.
Yeah, the kid was a lot. But I remember Brody he would have drowned him.
So the moral of the story is
if you get invited to go hunt with a bunch of people, be nice.
If you're going hunting with people that you don't know, that are new, one, don't even bring your duck calls. Don't.
I want silence out of you.
Huh?
I want silence out of you.
Don't even bring your lanyard. That's just, it's almost unless you're, a championship caller, you're a known caller. Don't bring your duck calls. That's pretty disrespectful. Okay?
He was a championship duck
No,
caller.
he was not. That kid just
was
wailed.
on paper.
On paper?
Right. No, because Hunter brought him because the guy was he was from Stuttgart or something. And he competed in the competition.
No.
And placed highly in the junior.
No, this is a different kid. This boy,
is it the same kid?
Hunter knows his grandpa, and his grandpa wanted him to take him hunting with us.
Yeah.
That's the only reason that he came with us.
I thought
he was not a championship duck caller.
That might have been a Hunter thing.
Because every time we, anytime any birds were in the sky, I remember he had 3 echoes. I don't remember what each one of them were, but he had 3 echoes on his J frames. Not even a cut down. He had 3 J frames, and we were hunting in the timber. But anyways, every time we saw a bird, this kid, doesn't matter how close they are, how far they are.
He was worried they were deaf.
Hell, I guess.
They're audibly impaired.
I killed 2 birds that day. I don't remember who killed them. I think Brody. I know me and Brody shot at the same one because we don't know who killed it. But anyways, 2 mallards were killed that day.
No, I got that one. I got one that day because we had, I think on my lanyard, on my little game strap, we had 3.
Yeah.
Cause I have a photo of all 3 of them, and then I think Dalton had a gaddy or something.
I just
so in total there's 4.
I remember Brody had shot at the same
Dalton
bird.
Took them all home.
Yeah, but I remember then picking up decoys. That boy, he grabbed those birds. Well, first off, remember he was standing on a stool in the water because the water was too high for him.
It was up to here on me.
Yeah.
It was high.
Standing on a stool. He hopped off that stool, left the stool in the water, didn't even pick it up.
Yeah, did Brody ever find it? I don't think he did.
No, he couldn't.
It was Brody's stool.
Was it?
Or Hunter's. It might be Hunter's.
Yeah, and that sucker, he grabbed them birds and walked to the truck.
Yeah, I don't know if they ever found it.
There's just no... Don't be...
We'll see if this story makes it in. I don't want to talk crap on some kid. I don't know.
Oh, I don't...
Did we say
I
his
don't know
name?
him either, but golly.
Did we say his name? We can leave it in if we didn't say his name.
I don't remember if I said his name or not, to be honest with you. He was just a little punk.
The kid was like 12.
No, he was not. He was older than that.
Really?
He was older than that. He's probably 15 or 16 years old.
That makes more sense,
yeah. Ain't no reason to be like that.
Yeah,
that's probably the worst. That is.
But I had no like emotional involvement at all, so I just laughed. I thought it was funny.
Well,
Hunter was over there throwing a fit.
I never really said anything to him.
No, because me and you were on the far right of this tree line, and they were all over there.
Yeah, and like, but listen to Brody. Brody was right in the middle, I remember, and Brody was giving that kid hell. Rightfully so.
That's what I remember. Just sitting there. I remember hearing, and I couldn't hear what the kid said, but I would hear what Brody would say.
Yeah.
And it was way funnier.
No, Brody. That Jackson Connor went with us on that trip too. That's over Jackson.
He was there because he hated the kid. Yeah, he didn't like the kid either.
Yeah.
That was the one time he went that season.
He went with me, Hunter, and somebody else a long time ago.
Well, I remember he got his license, new gun, waiters. Went maybe 3 times that season, and then never went again. He asked if I wanted to buy his gun.
He bought that Froggy. He's got a nice gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that though.
I thought it was funny.
Yep. Yep, season's coming up though.
Yeah, gotta figure out when going home. Being in Fayetteville makes it kind of hard to.
It's a long drive.
Not a lot of ducks around here.
No. I guess we could hop up to Kansas if we wanted to. Bettner keeps talking to me about trying to get a Kansas license.
I'd like to go at least once.
Kansas?
Yeah, because we went goose hunting, and it was that one. Because Kansas, it's like duck season and goose season stops. Goose season for a week, and then duck season. And we went in that week.
Uh-huh. And
so it was just geese. But I have videos. The ducks were insane. I mean, they were just massive clouds of.
You got to think, whenever it's, cold up there and it's not cold enough down here.
Well, it's just fields there. There's no water. They just land in like the little creeks between fields. Mm-hmm. They'll take off, go land in the field, eat, go back.
It ain't that far from here. I mean.
No, it's like what was it? We went to Madison. They wasn't Madison, Kansas, but it was like near there. It's probably 30, 45 minutes outside of there. It was like probably 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, so but I mean.
It was like a drive to Texas, I'm pretty sure.
It's the same if you were to drive from here to Stuttgart.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm saying.
It might have been a little longer, but I don't think
there's probably some different areas that you could go up there, probably a little bit closer.
Oh, look. Because I remember going, and Jack told me, and I was like, that's not that bad. Yeah. I'll just look to Madison, Kansas. Not Wisconsin.
Yeah, no, I'd like to go up there. I'd also like to go to Kansas and go deer hunting. Like driving through there yesterday, and that's another thing.
4 hours to Madison. We went into Madison to eat. I think. Yeah, 4 hours to Madison, so about 4 hours.
Ain't bad.
From here.
Yeah.
It really wasn't bad.
No, but what I was saying though was I'd like to go up there and try to deer hunt too.
Oh yeah, they're massive.
Yeah. They're all like, they're all eating in those fields and stuff, and so they're all
it's huge. Like E3 Farms is up there.
Big body.
With like Adam LaRoche's place.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. Unless you live out like in East Arkansas and stuff, hunting those fields, for the majority of us like that, hunting South Arkansas and stuff, you're hunting pines and stuff like that and hardwoods and river bottoms and stuff. So it'd definitely be another challenge, to be out there and kind of do that. But there's some big old deer out there, big bodied, because they're just all healthy, real healthy. But driving through, whenever we come back from Colorado, you can just be driving on the freeway and see them out there on the tree line.
What are they like up here? Like I've never. I've seen them on the side of the road, but that doesn't count. I've never seen anybody talk about killing one up here.
Whitetail?
Yeah.
I've
never seen anything about them.
They're big up here in these WMAs. Yeah, because you're on this Missouri border and stuff. Missouri's known for having big whitetail. But in these Ozarks and these mountains, they get really big.
I assume so. I've just never, because if I look back on it, I've never known anybody be like, oh yeah, I killed this up in Fayetteville.
Yeah. Well, you got to think, we don't know that many people from up here.
Right. And so it's like, I don't know anything about it here.
Yeah.
I know things about other places.
I've seen some pictures of some kids that have pulled out deer out of that Weddington WMA. There's some pretty big ones in there. It's just getting to them,
Yeah.
It's a lot of walking up mountains and stuff. That's another thing. You got to pack it out. You can drive in there and stuff, but you got to get it out of the woods and so. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about the place we moved the camera to. Get one out of there. Wouldn't be terrible. There's like one part where you go uphill, but other than that.
Yeah, but you're kind of side hilling it.
Right. I don't think it'd be that bad.
Yeah, it's not. Because if you go all the way up that hill, it's a it's a point up there. And so, but you're kind of just side hilling it until you get out to one of those fingers and you go down one of those fingers. But yeah, no, it wouldn't be that bad. If you have 2 people, you'd have to have 2 people. The problem is though, is if it runs off down, if you shoot it,
if it drops down that
ridge.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Just clean it there.
Yeah, you just have to field dress it. Yeah, that would not be fun though.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Huh?
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Part of it though. Probably that's why like my thing is going into that WMA, like I don't, unless you're like in an okay spot to where it's pretty flat and stuff, shooting a doe is good because you can come home and, cook it, do whatever you want with it. But, if you're going to go like way back in there,
it's got to be worth it.
Please, if you go in there, don't shoot a doe. Just shoot a buck.
Don't get a phone call like, hey, come help me drag this out by the ears.
I'd be so mad.
You'd do it though.
Well, yeah, I can't just leave it.
You'd help. Yeah, I think the season preps are going well.
Season what?
Preparations. Going well, other than the raccoons on the camera over there.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them on that one tree at once. Just eating on that peanut butter.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that. Hey, we got
it's working way better now. It just took a couple moves.
Yeah. Well, and whenever we put them out there, it's still kind of early. It's still hot, stuff like that. So
it's nice. It's like 50 something this morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's starting to cool. They'll start shedding their felt and stuff, rubbing. So hopefully we can start seeing them. But the rut will come next month sometime.
October, November?
Yeah. I think it's kind of like that week right there before Halloween is when the rut comes. So that's whenever you'll really want to be out there because at that point.
They get spooky horny.
Yeah, they get real horned up. But, like they'll just, you can be out there and you can not even have a monster buck on camera and he could be chasing some doe through there and just pop up.
I like the first place we went, I was like, I didn't know anything about it. I like that little clearing that it had, which was cool, but I like the second one a lot more.
Well, and I think that'd be like 2, which I'd like to go back to that first place that we went to because last year whenever we went there, there was, I showed you a picture. There was rubs all in that place and they were all new, relatively new. But whenever I went in there, and that's not a bad place either. Like you could shoot a doe in there, and that would not be a bad haul.
No, that's flat. Only problem is
you're going up that little bitty, a little bit of an incline, but that's not that bad.
It was pretty flat. You're dragging through stuff, but you can go around it.
Yeah.
And then there's that one spot where there's that big tree that fell.
Mm-hmm.
Not the big one, but like the little one. That'd be kind of a pain. But
you just have to get around that.
Yeah.
But if you have 2 people pulling on it, that wouldn't take no time to get out of there.
No, it's flat.
But that's like last year whenever I went in there, I had those 2 doe that probably 40, 50 yards from me. But, at that point I wasn't. I was trying to shoot a buck. So, I don't know. We can go in there a couple times and figure it out. Yeah, that's the point. You just got to go. You got to go and see.
Yeah, I want to go.
Especially on a new place like that we're not like super familiar with. Like I've been in there a number of times to hunt and stuff. And I will say almost every time I've been, I've seen a doe. So like that's not the problem. It's just, trying to get that buck to come. So
I've been in there a handful of times just with you, just looking at stuff. I've never been in there to hunt.
No, I think though, like this year, whenever we go in there, if you're in an okay spot like that, the first place that we would go to, shoot a doe.
Just
we can get back straps and stuff like that.
Just to say just have something.
Yeah. Catch, cook, clean. Or not catch. It'd just be a cook clean.
Shoot,
cook clean.
Kill, murder.
Cook clean.
Obliterate.
Yeah. No, I think that'd be fun. Try to whip up some recipes.
Some jerky.
Yeah.
I just want jerky. I've been on a jerky kick. Somebody needs to make some jerky.
I made some last year and it was really good.
And that was a tweet for @BoydHilliard. Cook up some jerky. The dude's mean with the jerky. And just in meat in general, he's good at that. He's acquired the skills.
Cheap dehydrators.
Yeah, I've got one at home. I can grab it. Or we can just buy one. We got an Academy. It's like $30, and it has little trays in it, so you can do a whole bunch at once.
Yeah,
it's nice.
We're
about to die too. We're gonna wrap it up. It overheated again, but we're gonna wrap it up anyway. Yeah, sure. We'll get that kinked worked out. You want to hit a little what you read on or?
What you reading?
Yeah, what you reading on?
Yeah. So my mom gave me this the other day. God's purpose for your life. It's 365 devotions. So it's supposed to start on January 1st.
It's not January.
It's not January.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I started. Put this down. Put that down right there. So I didn't take it to Colorado with me because I didn't know if it's gonna get messed up or not. So let's see. Okay, so January 2nd. So it says all the details is for this one, Isaiah 25:1. O Lord, you are my God. I will exalt you. I will give you thanks to your name, for you have worked wonders, plans formed long ago with perfect faithfulness. It says, when thinking about God's will, it's easy to accept that he has grand plans for the church, nations, and even the world as a whole. But perhaps it is not easy for you to believe he has plans for you individually. That would mean that the sovereign Lord of the universe cares about you specifically, about the intimate details of your life, despite your flaws, failures, and mistakes. Even if we believe that in our minds, sometimes embracing it when things go wrong is not so easy. We wonder how God could let difficult things happen if he really cares about us. But Jesus says, the very hairs on your head are all numbered, Matthew 10:30. If he would pay attention to how many strands of hair you have, do you think he would be less vigilant about the path of your life? He truly cares about all your details, so entrust them to his hands and count on his faithfulness. So, I don't know. I read that the other day, and it's weird because it's kind of one of those things, kind of like hard to wrap your head around, because everybody goes through trials and tribulations through your life, but to know that like there's a bigger plan and like one day that everything's gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm. It helps me from staying so stressed out. There's some days you wake up and you're freaking out.
Yeah.
Like I just got so much to like today. This morning I woke up at 7 because I had a quiz today. I thought my mom was coming to town. She coming to town next week, so that helped a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just like one of those things. You're like, you gotta sit down, cool off, and be like, you'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, and
long term, you'll be all right.
It for us, like now we're in the stage of life to where we're growing up. We're about to be on our own and stuff like that, and so that kind of stresses me out to think about that. But that's just me in my own head, and to know that he has a bigger plan and a bigger purpose for me, and so that's the only thing you can kind of do is pray and put it into his hands and just know that he'll take care of everything for you. And even like looking at family and stuff like that, if you get any problems with going within your family or friends and stuff like that, it might be tough right now, but if you just keep it in his hands, it might be tomorrow, it might be another 20 years down the road. So he'll have a plan for you and it'll eventually pay off. So
yeah. Well, I asked you to read that just because I wanted to put a little spiritualness, a little God in this into everything that we do, especially with Duck Wild and stuff, just because I want it to do well, and I know for it to do well, he's got to be there. So, thanks. And then I've also I feel like I've been in a slump recently, like in the last couple months. Like I was doing really well beginning of the year, from like January through April. I was up, and then July, like when I moved here, I was okay, and then the move happened, and then everything just kind of fell off, just because I've been so busy and
you get distracted.
Bad. It was bad. I was bad distracted, but I kind of came to that conclusion like a couple days ago, really, and so I'm trying to resolve that around, trying to turn that back around, trying to get back in the gym, trying to get back in the Word. No, I gotta clean up some stuff, but that's the plan this weekend, just to chill out, relax. The weather's nice, and just get this weekend is like the reset. I've been traveling a bunch, be at home, do nothing, watch the Titans.
Well, that's been me, I went through like a tough spell about a year and a half ago, and so I'd be able to like now lean on his word. And I will say, like this summer, for example, I did not do as good of a job as I probably should have on staying with it and stuff. But now that I'm back in school, and we as a group like to go on Wednesday nights and stuff to church.
Yeah, C3 is the move.
It's a little bit easier.
Baptized like 20-something people last night. That was wild.
It's a little bit easier when you get
moving.
A group of friends to do it with, and like for us, me and you, for example, like I told my mom before, like holding each other accountable. That's always a good thing.
Get John Henry on that train, bro.
Yeah,
I couldn't get him to go last night. He kept all these excuses. I was like,
hey,
I'll get him.
We can keep on trying.
Well, he'll complain to me and be like, I'm just not a very good Christian, man. I'm like, that's not an excuse. You're just sitting at home. Go do something.
Yeah. Read the Bible.
I hope you're watching this.
Yeah, me too, John Henry.
Go to C3. Yeah. Or at least come down here and hang out. In your room all day, turd.
C3 is good, though. Yeah, that'd be another, and I think it was a good thing, like you sent me that text last night saying that they baptized 20-something kids, even though that is a lot in one night.
I mean, but you got to think, 20-something.
Last week, last week? Was the first week back on camp on the...
I think it was week 4 last. This was the 3rd time I've gone.
Okay.
Week 4 last.
So then, now you got all these freshmen and stuff coming in from all over the place, and finally being able to, get them locked into a church and stuff. That's a good thing.
Got to get you baptized, too. Yeah. Should have done in Colorado. It'd been cool.
That'd have been cold.
But yeah, it'd be cool, though.
That'd be freezing.
That'd been a surreal experience, I feel like.
Yeah.
Come out of the water, look at that.
No, I'm planning on it here really soon, so. Yep. No, I think that's a good thing to do. Especially, I think it's probably important for us to keep him a part of it, too, because, we're being outdoorsmen and stuff. You're in his land, what he built, so I think that's an important thing.
It's real easy to reset and believe when you just, go outside. You're like, there's no way.
That's just like I was on the phone just a second ago, whenever that camera comes.
Doing it.
Okay. Record.
Yep. The camera overheated again, so I give up.
It's a little rocky on the first episode.
Yep. Hope you
get the kinks worked out.
Hope you enjoyed. If you're on YouTube, follow, ring the little bell. If you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, give us a follow.
Please.
Or don't.
We need it.
Or don't.
Trying to grow.
That's fine. You don't have to.
Peace.